Greetings to all. Welcome to CEC lecture. The topic for the lecture is e-governance, opportunities and challenges. In this lecture, we shall discuss the concept of e-governance. This lecture shall also highlight on the important definitions from which we gathered from various prominent sources to explain the concept of e-governance. Further, the lecture shall also explain attributes of smart governance, and it shall also present an important analysis with respect to opportunities offered and challenges ahead because of the various changes that have occurred because of e-governance. To begin with, what is the difference between government and governance? Now, government could be seen in the institutional sense, that is, it is an entity exercising authority. Government has a structure. It comprises of legislature, executive, judiciary. Governance, on the other hand, goes beyond the issues of institutions and forms of government. Government, as we pointed out, it's seen in the institutional sense, but governance is seen in a broad framework with respect to various mechanisms, various processes that are involved in issues of institutions and the aspect of working for the people by the government. Governance, as we pointed out, it is the process of decision making and the process by which decisions are implemented. An analysis of governance focuses on formal and informal actors involved in decision making and implementing the decisions made, and the formal and informal structures that have been set in place to arrive at and implement the decision. Now, with this difference between government and governance, that is government, entity exercising authority, but governance beyond institutions, that is looking at the process of decision making and the process by which decisions are implemented. Governance can be used in several contexts, that is, we often hear about corporate governance, we often read about international governance, national governance, we often hear news about local self-governance. In this scenario, in the same parlance, we have the concept of e-governance. Now, what is e-governance? E-governance, that is, it is the use of technological communication devices. And what are technological communication devices? Computers. It could be the internet to provide public services to citizens and other persons in a country or region. Application of information and communication technology, that is ICT, for providing government services, exchange of information, transactions, integration of previously existing services and information portals. So, e-government could be simply, in a simple sense, could be seen as moving citizen services online. But when quoting from the important remarks that we read at worldbank.org, it is having a broad sense, that is governance is having a broad connotation. That is, in the broad sense, it refers to technological enabled transformation of government. That is government's best hope to reduce cost while promoting economic development, increasing transparency in government, improving service delivery. Now, this brings us to an important question. What is technology? That we all must keep asking ourselves. What is technology? Technology, it is the application of scientific knowledge to practical aims of human life. A simple definition of technology that we read from Britannica.com. On that note, related to that, what is ICT? That is Information and Communication Technologies. Information and Communication Technologies, it can be defined as diverse set of technological tools and resources used to transmit, store, create, share or exchange information. So therefore, when we get the sense that how technology now is playing an important role with respect to not only tools and resources, but also with respect to transmission, storage, creation, sharing, exchanging information. Now, with this debate, it is often said that the E, the alphabet E in e-governance stands for electronic. But we have to go deeper here. There is a need to understand. E-governance is not only about E, the alphabet E, but about government. That is, it is not just about computers or website or technology or internet, but about services to the citizens. It is about reaching out more to citizens' welfare through the platform of information and communication technologies. Lisa Welchman, in a very important book, Managing Chaos, Digital Governance by Design, has described digital governance in a very interesting manner, and we quote from there. That is, digital governance, it's a discipline that focuses on establishing clear accountability for digital strategy, policy and standards. Further, according to United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, governance refers to exercise of political, economic and administrative authority in management of a country's affairs. That is including citizens' articulation of their interests and exercise of their legal rights and obligations. In this same aspect, e-governance may be understood as performance of this governance via the electronic medium in order to facilitate an efficient, speedy and transparent process of disseminating information to the public and other agencies and for performing government administration activities. E-governance, the important perspective, we take the important perspective that we get from Council of Europe. According to Council of Europe, and as they say, that is, e-governance is about the use of information technology to raise the quality of the services governments deliver to citizens and businesses. Further, it is pointed out, with e-governance, it is hoped that it will reinforce the connection between public officials and communities, thereby leading to a stronger, more accountable and inclusive democracy. The Council of Europe refers to e-governance, and we quote from there, that is, the use of electronic technologies in three aspects of public action. What's that? Let's understand. Relation between the public authorities and civil society. Next, functioning of public authorities at all stages of democratic process, the electronic democracy. So therefore, e-government offers new opportunities, therefore, for more direct, convenient citizens' access to government and for government provision of services directly to citizens. Now, we must understand that the scope of digital governance is wide. Today, technology is a very important pillar of power. Countries are working to ensure that their policies work on the framework of technological decentralization. So, therefore, we have to understand, that is, with the scope of digital governance being wide, this scope has to be understood in terms of various aspects. And what are the various aspects? In terms of dimensions, in terms of domains, in terms of layers, sectors, stages and phases. Moving forward, let's understand the very important issue, that is how and what all the term digital interactions could include. It could be C2G. What is C2G? Citizen and their government. Then it could be G2G. What is G2G? Between governments and other government agencies. Then it could be G2C. What is G2C? Between government and citizens. Then it could be G2E, that is between government and employees. And then it could be G2B, between government and businesses, commerce, amongst others. So C2G, G2G, G2C, G2E, G2B, the small abbreviations that we just read out, tell us that how wide, as we discussed, that we now have to understand digital governance, technological governance, e-governance in terms of dimensions, domains, layers, sectors, stages and phases. So, e-governance therefore, it is the application of information and communications technology by government agencies to ensure that their functioning or to have their functioning with respect to smart governance. Now, the word SMART, smart governance, needs to be understood. So, we will delve into each and we'll explain what each and every alphabet stands for. So, what is smart governance? Smart governance, that is simple, moral, accountable, responsive and transparent governance. Let us understand them one by one. Simple, that is governance must focus on simplification of rules and processes of government through the use of ICTs, and thereby it should provide for user friendly government. So, with simplification of rules, the focus of ensuring that social welfare can reach out to citizens without any hurdle. Then moral, M stands for moral, that is it connotes emergence of an entirely new system of ethical values in the political and administrative machinery. Moral also implies that ethical values with respect to deliberation, with respect to administrative machinery must be factored in. One cannot ignore the normative aspect. Then A stands for accountable, that is accountable, A for accountable, facilitating design, development and implementation of effective management information system and performance measurement mechanisms. Then R stands for responsive, that is there is a need to streamline the processes to speed up delivery and make the system more responsive. Then T stands for transparent, bringing information that was somewhere confined only in government documents to the public domain and making processes and functions transparent. So, therefore, smart governance, that is SMART, that is simple, moral, accountable, responsive and transparent governance. Now, with this focus on smart governance, the ultimate objective of e-governance is to improve performance of governance agencies. It is to improve performance of government agencies by fulfilling aspirations, expectations, needs of citizens. Now with this we come to understanding of what are the goals of e-governance. And once again we take reference to, we point out that with respect to understanding goals of e-governance, we take reference to the second Administrative Reforms Commission, the 11th report, and here it is. That is, better service delivery to citizens, ushering in transparency, ushering in accountability. One of the important goals of e-governance, that is empowering people through information. As we just discussed, that information today is an important factor to ensure success of any policy. And if this information is made timely available to people, it can be a source of empowerment. Then another goal of e-governance is improved efficiency within governments and improve interface with business and industry. So, we must understand that e-government, or the bigger picture of e-governance, is not only about like a translating process. It is about transformation. It is about transforming them. E-government is concerned with the transformation of what? That is government. Modernization of government processes, that is to ensure that functions are there in the public domain in a better manner, better public service delivery mechanisms through technology, so that government could put policies, could put social welfare on autopilot mode. With this, we also have to understand what are the 4 pillars of e-government, that is people, process, technology and resources. Let us look at them one by one. The key considerations in e-governance that are people, vision, leadership, commitment, competency and change are very important with respect to the people element. Process, that is simple, efficient, citizen-centric, sustainability, cost-effective are very essential when we try to understand the process. Technology, that it is the architecture, it must have open standards, reliable, scalable and secure. Resources, that is holistic, efficient, service-oriented, sustainable, adequate are important aspects when it comes to resources. So, process, simple, efficient, citizen-centric, cost-effective. People, leadership, commitment, competency, change. Technology, open, reliable, secure. Resources, holistic, efficient, sustainable, adequate are all very important when we look at pillars of e-government. And do refer to the second Administrative Reforms Commission 11th report promoting e-governance, the smart way forward, December 2008. Further, there are 3 categories of services that are covered under e-governance. What are they? First, providing information. Second, improving processing efficiency. And third, facilitating transactions. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, has defined 4 stages of e-government. What are they? First, information, putting information on websites. Next, interactions, allowing citizens to inquire about services, procedures amongst others, and filling up forms, submitting them online. Next, transaction, allowing payments online. Next, transformation, a mix of the above, that is of information, interaction, transaction, and allowing citizens to participate in governance. With this, let's now look at the challenges and opportunities. When we try to understand e-governance, we'll now look at the advantages that it attempts to make the process more inclusive. It works for creative and innovative uses of information and communications technology. It tries to reduce the transaction costs both for citizens and government operations. It attempts to increase the revenue. E-governance also offers the opportunity of making available timely and reliable information on various aspects of governance. E-governance offers the opportunity and advantage of lessening red tape, delay, inconveniences, simplifying structures, reducing transaction costs both for citizens as well as for government operations. And most important, it attempts to improve governance processes and outcomes. With this, we have to understand that there are many challenges also for implementing any e-governance model. For implementing e-governance, what are they? Firstly, when we look at that there are hurdles regarding e-governance, the rural-urban divides. Urban areas have lot of digital infrastructure, whereas rural areas are devoid of that. Illiteracy. There is a need that demographics must be trained in the aspect of digital literacy, digital know-how for working out better ways of avenue. Scarcity. Even today, with respect to rural-urban divide, even within that there is the issue of scarce infrastructure and the cost of implementation. Low literacy, non-awareness of information technological developments, low per capita income, limited financial resources are other hurdles too that today every state is trying to look at and to tackle that with respect to regarding e-governance. Then one can also not ignore increasing cyber crimes such as data tampering, data leaking, transactional frauds are other important challenges when one looks at implementation of e-governance. So, e-governance, a system that effectively and efficiently streamlines internal government processes, operations, it simplifies and improves democratic government and business aspects of governance with citizens. The use of internet in performing government administrative activities offers a very important, efficient, speedy and transparent process for disseminating information to the public service and other relevant agencies. So, therefore, one must look at the various dimensions of e-governance. Today, the scope of governance is vast and wide. So, one must understand the various layers, the various dimensions, phases, domains that are involved with respect to digital governance. Further, one also must understand that with the application of information and communication technology with respect to government function, in order to cater to welfare, smart governance, that is simple, moral, accountable, responsive and transparent governance definitely is an important aspect that one must focus on. No doubt, people, process, technology and resources are important four pillars of e-governance and e-government. But at the same time, one must look that with all the advantages and opportunities that is ensuring simplifying of structures, creating innovative use of ICT, more inclusive governance, streamlining costs, reducing red tape and bureaucratic delays. But there are many challenges today even in 21st century with respect to e-governance model, from literacy, security, cyber crimes, financial issues, fiscal aspects, safety, security, all of it must be factored in while understanding that the importance of e-governance as well as the challenges and the opportunities that are there. Dear learners, we hope that the lecture presented to you significant inputs and insights with respect to understanding the concept of e-governance, looking at the challenges that are there and the opportunities that it offers. We look forward to positive, encouraging feedback from you all. Thank you very much.